Well, one of the ways to propagate moringa is through cuttings. You can see I have a cutting here I've just made. The stem of this cutting is about 1 inch in diameter. It has a woody bark developing there, and it's about 5.5 feet long. And so there's a number of advantages to planting cuttings versus a seed or seedling. Number one, you'll see this tree already has flowers and seed pods on it. And when you plant a cutting, the cutting is the same age as the mother tree was. And so this is a great advantage if you're trying to get flowers and seed pods quickly, because your cutting doesn't need to mature like planting a seed or seedling does. It is still going to need to develop roots and grow, and that may limit the production of fruit it has, but it will already be the same age as the mother tree. Another advantage of cuttings is that you can get multiple cuttings from a single tree. If you were to plant rootstock, it's also a mature tree, but you can only get one rootstock for each tree that you cut, for each tree that you have. When it comes to moringa cuttings, you can get multiple cuttings from a single tree, and all of that without damaging the main tree. So it's a great way to propagate moringa, and we're going to show you how to prepare the planting site just like we did in the video on planting seedlings. And so when you're preparing the planting site, you're going to want to dig an area 1.5 to even 3 feet in diameter. You're going to want to dig down 1.5 feet deep or so and loosen that soil up. If you have drainage issues, add sand to this planting site and dig a bigger area on the 3-foot diameter side. And add sand, maybe 1/3 sand, and compost into that planting site, and then the original soil back in. But you need good drainage. We've already prepared this site and loosened the soil up, and so I'm going to show you now the way you should plant your cutting into the ground. We recommend you use at least 1 inch in diameter on the stem or branch of your cutting, and choose something that's 2 or 3 feet long. Don't plant something too short. If you cut a tree 3 feet, a cutting 3 feet long, put 1/3 of that into the soil. So 1 foot would go into the soil on a 3-foot cutting. You might not get as many cuttings as if you cut them shorter, but you'll probably be glad you did and have a higher success rate in your cuttings taking, rooting, and developing leaves and fruit. So we've already prepared this site for planting. We've mixed in compost, and we're going to water this site now, and then we'll plant our cutting. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this cutting off at about 3 feet in length. Okay, so I'll set this aside. We have our cutting now, trimmed at both ends. Go ahead and water this planting site. Let that water mix in. Now I can add quite a bit of water like I'm doing to this soil because this is really sandy soil. It doesn't absorb or hold the moisture like some heavier soils. So you may not want to add as much water to your planting site when you're doing it. So we've watered the site. We've got our cutting, and we're going to push that cutting in right there, about 1/3 into the ground. We'll build a little mound around the stem to keep water from draining or flowing to the stem of our tree. And I'm just going to go around and tamp that ground down a little bit. Again, you want to have a high spot around your tree so that the water flows away from it. So with your cutting, just keep an eye on it. Be watching at the nodes for little sprouts to start emerging. They'll usually start to emerge right from the top of a node where a branch used to be. And when you see those buds, you know your cutting has taken The roots are starting to develop under the ground, and you're well on your way to having a healthy moringa tree that's already the same age as the mother tree was. Again, thanks for watching, and for more information check out the website healthyleaf.com.